Hello everyone. Let's start off with this session on MICAT 2 study plan. This particular session is going to deal with the MICAT 2 exam, which is going to be conducted in February 2019. While the overall strategy for acing MICAT remains the same as per what we shared for MICAT 1 earlier. However, in this session, we have incorporated some of the learnings from MICAT 1 based on the kind of questions which were thrown at you in the examination. Now, as a quick overview, as a tradition, let's have a quick view of the examination pattern which was there in MICAT 1. The same examination pattern is going to continue for MICAT 2 as well. You will be having the paper in three parts, where the first part is going to be a descriptive test, which is going to consist of essay and creative writing. You will get 4 questions, 35 minutes. Out of these 4, 1 would be the story writing and 3 would be the essay writing. Part 2, it consists of 4 sections. Now, apart from LR and DI, that is divergent convergent thinking section, where you get 30 questions. For all the other 3 sections, that is GK, verbal ability and quantitative aptitude, you will be getting 25 questions each. And then the part 3 of the paper is psychometric test, in which you will be getting around 27 questions to be solved in 25 minutes. Now, as you all know, MICAT examination is going to have both the sectional and the overall cutoffs. You will also need to clear the overall cutoff for CAT, ZAT and GMAT based on the examination which you are using to apply for MICA. Then the composite score will be calculated based on 50% weightage to your MICAT score and 50% weightage to your CAT, ZAT and GMAT score. And based on this composite score, GEPI shortlist is going to be prepared. So, if you score high in MICAT, that is going to help you and make up for your low score in CAT, ZAT or GMAT, and vice versa, where a high CAT or ZAT score will help you even if you had a lower MICAT score. Now, what are the scores which you should be targeting? Just based on some of the past trends, we have come up with this scaled score versus CAT ZAT score table, where in case you are scoring more than 90 percentile in CAT or ZAT, a 45 plus MICAT scaled score could get you a call, while say if you are scoring less than 75 percentile in CAT or ZAT, you may need a 55 or 56 plus MICAT scaled score. However, please note that there is a very strong weightage given to your essay and creative writing performance as well. And in past, we have seen people in with CAT score in the range of 78, 80 percentile and MICAT scaled score in the range of 40 also getting the call. So it's the combination of multiple parameters. What we could quantify is what you could see in this table. Now, since essay and creative writing results are never declared, we cannot incorporate their marks or the performance in essay and creative writing in this particular table. But just to give you the heads up, and assuming that you are above average in essay and creative writing, this table should give you a fair idea of the kind of score you should be aiming for. Now, based on the MICAT 1 and some of the previous year patterns, for MICA 2, this is the list of important topics across the sections which you should be focusing on. Now, from the GK perspective, polity, current affairs and politics is going to form an important part, because we did see some of the questions coming from polity and politics in MICAT 1. Then apart from this, finance, economy and business are some of the other favorite topics, while the usual ones like brands, media and advertising are expected to have a good number of questions from them in MICAT 2, though the number of questions from brands, media and advertising were relatively less in MICAT 1. But you never know what happens in MICAT 2. They will surely not be continuing with the same kind of the breakup which they had in MICAT 1, and hence you cannot be just studying those topics which came in MICAT 1. But brands, media and advertising has traditionally been one of the favorite topics, and you could see a good number of questions coming back from these 3 areas in MICAT 2. When it comes to verbal ability, idioms, prepositions, sentence correction, completion and reading comprehension remain your main topics to focus on. And while when it comes to quant, LRDI and the convergent and divergent thinking areas, the topics you need to focus on are bar graph and line graph. Now, for people who are weak in quant, I'll say bar graph and line graph are very important, because if you could get 8 questions of bar graph and line graph correct, you are definitely above the cutoff for quant. And hence, if you are weak in quant, the key to clear the cutoff of quant section in MICAT lies in bar graph and line graph. The other topics which you should be focusing on based on their importance are from arithmetic, profit and loss, time, speed and distance, percentages, ratio and proportion. Then couple of topics around quadratic equations, linear equations and series. And when it comes to convergent divergent thinking, the two most important topics are word association and visual reasoning, followed by statement, assumption and conclusion, and data sufficiency. Now, what should be your plan? I have taken this plan from January week 1 to January week 2. I have not incorporated next 2 or 3 days, or say around 5 days of this month, because mostly you all would be busy with Christmas and New Year celebrations, and hence I have incorporated this plan from first week of January. If I calculate from January 1, we still have around 5 weeks for MICA 2, and hence this plan is based on this. So for the next couple of weeks, what you should be doing is going back to the list of important topics. Is a very good approach, where you go to that list and revise all the topics from quantitative aptitude, verbal ability, data interpretation, practice them all. If you are weak in quant, go very crazily about bar graphs, line graphs, and ensure that you can get every question correct from those two areas, and even say the normal questions around Venn diagrams or say pie charts is what you should be able to do while revising quant, verbal ability and TI. From verbal part, sentence correction, sentence completion and reading comprehensions are the important topics, as we said. So for the next 2 weeks you should be focusing a lot on revising quant, verbal and data interpretation. When it comes to the GK part, for the next couple of weeks, you should be focusing on ebooks of polity and geography, which are already there in your accounts. You should be studying fact sheets. Fact sheets are nothing but the current affairs. So the major focus of the fact sheets should be from fact sheets from April onwards till December. So you should be focusing on these areas. You will right now have fact sheets till November in your course account. Fact sheet of December will be released in January first week. So these are the ebooks from the GK which you should be focusing on for the next couple of weeks. And then business awareness ebooks, and there are 2 to 3 advertising ebooks in your account, and couple of business awareness ebooks which you should be studying as well, along with polity, fact sheets and geography. Hence next 2 weeks should be focused on strengthening your aptitude part as much as you can, because after that you will be majorly required to focus on mock tests and ensuring that whatever you have studied till that point of time, you are able to do that well. And hence next couple of weeks are critical to prepare any concept, or say to develop your knowledge for GK topics. Now while you will be revising quant, verbal, LRTI and studying GK, you should not be stopping to take the full length mock tests. But in next couple of weeks, you can just limit the number of full length mock tests to 2, and so is the number of psychometric tests, which you can restrict to 2. However, when it comes to essay and creative writing, I'll suggest you to take one essay and creative writing test every 2 days for the next couple of weeks. So in around 14 days, you will be taking around 7 essay and creative writing tests. Moving to Jan week 3 and Jan week 4, you will continue to revise your quant, verbal and DI part, while whatever GK ebooks you would have studied in the previous couple of weeks, you would be revising them to ensure that you do not forget anything. In addition to revising whatever ebooks you have already studied in the previous couple of weeks, you will be coupling that with studying a few new ebooks from which the questions are expected in the exam. These ebooks are around marketing campaigns, sports, brand ambassadors, mergers and acquisitions, awards and honors. And during these couple of weeks, you should be taking around 4 full-length mock tests, 4 psychometric tests, and 14 essay and creative writing tests. By 14 essay and creative writing tests, I mean 1 essay and creative writing test every day. So, revision of the quant, verbal, and DI topics, whatever was left from the previous couple of weeks, coupling it with the revision of the GK ebooks which you studied in the previous couple of weeks, coupling that with some of the new ebooks like marketing campaigns, sports, brand ambassadors, mergers and acquisitions, awards and honors, and then this particular number of tests for the next couple of weeks. is what your plan should be for Jan week 3 and Jan week 4. Moving to Feb week 1, here you will not be studying anything new. You will be revising whatever you have already studied, especially in the GK part. Revise business awareness, advertising, marketing campaigns, sports, awards and honors. No need to go back and start learning or practicing more concepts in the con, verbal, or LRDI part, because whatever you have studied so far is all cemented and you should be good by Jan week 4 with them. Uh, when it comes to tests, 4 full length mock tests, 4 psychometric, and 7 essay creative writing tests for Feb week 1 should be very, very good for you. Just because some of you keep on asking, the best source to prepare visual reasoning is R.S. Agrawal Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning book. Moving to some of the listings where I have tried to share with you the list of GK ebooks which during the period of next 4 to 5 weeks you cannot afford to miss. Our business awareness ebook, awards and honors, books and authors, Indian advertising history. Please note that while in MICAT 1 they did not give any question for Indian advertising history, last year in both MICAT 1 and MICAT 2 there were questions from Indian advertising history, and hence this particular topic may see a comeback in MICAT 2. Hence do not ignore this ebook which is there in your account for Indian advertising history. Then the usual suspects like mergers and acquisitions, sports, advertising agencies, some of the popular marketing campaigns covered in the ebook, then brand ambassadors, and then fact sheets from April to December, followed by polity, is what you cannot afford to miss based on MICAT 1 for this year and couple of MICATs of the previous year. With this, we would like to thank you all for trusting us for the MICAT course, and we hope and ensure that as many of you as possible get through MICA and we can produce results which are even better than the results of previous year where we did see around 33% of the current MICANs preparing with us, but we even see 40 or 45% of the next MICA batch to have come from this course. Feel free to ask your doubts in the WhatsApp group. Feel free to buzz me one-to-one on WhatsApp for asking any of your doubts. Till then, thank you everyone and wish you all the best for MICAT 2. Thank you everyone.